On screen is visible. Thank you so much. I believe screens is visible now to everyone. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another day of Be Agile Scrum. I'm super happy that this is the winter night and you are still here on Tuesday, 9:30 p.m. EST. And the very one intent, and this is a kind of a reminder for everyone before every session that we should never forget, because it requires a lot of commitment of fulfilling the objective. And that is what the objective is: to get placed. Okay, so everyone should remember in one or two words that you need to get placed, and that's the reason you chose to be with Guru Schools and start this journey as starting from training. And so what are those code of honor, what we call it as, which will protect our objective to be fulfilled. It is a kind of a guard which every one of us need to remember. Few of them are for us as well, that we need to follow in our daily course of life. So the very first one is this: showing up live. Why? Because there are Agile is full of ceremonies, and we need to be on time in all the ceremonies, remain punctual and highly committed. Because there is one universal law associated with this practice, is that what you do, how you do anything is how you do everything. And once you practice it here, that then there are chances you can demonstrate in the real world of agility. So the second code of honor is being not just only a student, but the full stack student. What does it mean? That you are doing very, very well. I'm very much happy. A few of you are doing already, doing all the assignment, doing self-research, and repeat whatever you have learned. However, I want to iterate one thing, that is, whatever the information you are sharing, make sure those information are right, because those are going into video form and can be aired as well on Guru School's YouTube channel. Passing any incorrect information may not encourage those videos to be aired on YouTube. So be very much sure that whatever information, if you are passing it out, are actually the correct information. It should not be like you can't say that Scrum team should be the size of any Scrum team can be up to 11. So if you are not sure, just don't say that. But yeah, if you want to recheck, cross-check, do that and then tell this. So this is information. It does not mean that it will lose your confidence. It's okay to initially net practice it, because it's all about your confidence, our confidence on you, so that you can be very much, very much sure and assure your expertise on it. So that's the reason we very much easy on you in sending your videos in WhatsApp messages, and we will take all the care that it has to be the correct information only be aired. If yet it requires practice, we will hold it and will let you practice as much as possible. The third code of honor is taking the full responsibility. So while you are doing this, ultimately you will find that confidence is building, you are ready to crack any interview, and in fact you are cracking some interviews and all. So you are heading towards the success. You can take the full responsibility. What if it is not happening? You can't go back from not taking the responsibility of those failure as well. And why you need to take the responsibility of those failure too? Because once you will take that responsibility of the failure, you know what? You will find this failure has become the trail to the success. And when it has become the trail to the success, it has just because you have got the learning mindset, positive mindset is inculcating further, and you are finding complaint free on that path, because you don't leave any stone unturned for giving blame for others, that something others have not done, that's the reason I'm not succeeding. You will find if something is not happening, you are the right responsible person for that, And if something is happening, you are right responsible person for that. So you will get rid of this complaining mindset. And the more you will find yourself complaint free, you will soak yourself in gratitude. Okay, so that is the package of the mindset you will have. And then to do so, you will have to start your day with the receptivity. And for that, I have shared one 30 days challenge with all of you. I personally do this challenge. That's a kind of audio of 30 days, which will prepare a shift and bring a change, positive change in every single day when you will start using this audio track. So I have shared already this audio track with many of you, whoever has pinged me and demanded me. So I have DM'd them this, audio track. And in case you have not got it yet, so just quickly today after the session, you can ask me about this audio track. I can share that with you. But remember to follow it every single day up to next 30 days. So minimum. I still do it because it has been the foundation now for me, and it keeps bringing the positive change in my every single day's activity. The second one is that when you are getting into any learning, in fact, in your life, follow this golden quadrant of learning. It has been so well engineered that you would see the positive impact of it as well. So what it says that declare with anchor before you get into deep learning. And then the moment the learning has happened, draw it. Okay, draw it on a piece of paper without looking at your notes, and then summarize it in the form of video less than a minute or two. Okay, how it will benefit you? It will benefit you to retain those information in your memory. So we are getting today now in the deep learning. So are we all ready, all set and ready to start this deep learning with declaration with anchor? Say yes if you all are ready.
Gaurav,
Yes.
sorry to interrupt. 3 people are waiting to get in.
Okay. Prerna, could you please let them in? Prerna, you there? Hi, Prerna. You can unmute yourself and you can confirm. I don't have rights. Hello, Prerna, you there? Prerna is still on mute. So just ask them to hang around, and when we'll hand over a few more minutes, and then Prerna will let them in. Okay. Praveen, I guess you were speaking. So thanks. So everyone is ready. Rest of all, you are ready?
Yes, sir.
Because you are on time, and let's do it together. So everyone, anchor is very, very important. The moment you will forget it, you can't say that today's topic is not understood. The moment you will anchor it and repeat after me, whatever is selected on your screen, when you will do it 100%, you will find at the end of this session, everything is clear to you because your mind is much more focused. You know the science behind it of the focus. Okay, so at the count of 3, what we are going to do is that we are going to give yourself clap, and then repeat after me. The clap is a self high five. So at the count of 3. So ready? 1, 2, 3, and clap. I am a quick learner.
I'm a quick learner.
What others can learn and master,
What others can learn and master,
I too can do that.
I
I
can
too can do that.
By the way, I don't hear any one of you clap in any of the sessions. So make it a bit loud, if possible, if easy. So then only, not otherwise not. So once again, 1, 2, 3, and clap. 1, 2, 3, and clap. Because I'm an awesome learner.
Because I'm an awesome learner.
Today's learning is going to be
Today's learning is going to be
super duper easy to me.
super duper easy to me.
Exactly, it is going to be just now you, because declare that. And while it is being so easy, remember one last code of honor is to be a giver on the path of learning. That will keep you more spiritually grounded, means your happiness degree will be heightened. By doing so, you will find you become more productive, more high performing person. And while this is all happening, it will impact your earning. So while you are even earning today, you must have an intent to do the charity and have the charity intent to do at least 5% or 10% from your earning. Why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, then you survive. And I'm sure that all you are doing here, whatever, is not just for survival, but just for growth. And when you're giving away 5 or 10% from your earning, so just don't give to grow, but also to inspire others in your community, in your surrounding. Okay. And while you're doing so, appreciate what you do, what others do for you, and even what doesn't happen to you, just keep on appreciating that. And you'll see that these are just like a, a subtle, hidden, your karmic, unsaid, invisible point, adding in your personal growth, in your economical growth as well. So having said so, let's quickly understand when we are going to meet every single day. On Sunday, 9:30 p.m. EST, Monday is your assignment day, Tuesday is your RP session and tech session with us, 9:30 p.m. EST. And on Wednesday, the assignment has to be done. Thursday is the RP session, and Friday, do your own research, repeat what you have learned, do assignments, remain, and come up with the Q&A. And Saturday we'll have the breather day for you, and then relax. Having said so, let's move into the deep learning. Everyone is all set. So Prerna, can you now share the screen, please? Hello, Prerna. Now, are you back now? You were not able to hear us?
No. I'm there. One second.
Okay, so there were 3 people waiting on the door. Did you allow them?
Sorry.
Yeah, so I think Praveen or Siddharth has reminded. Yeah.
Let me know when it's visible.
Yeah, well. Momita was also waiting. I think she dropped, so we can drop her message. I'll drop the message.
No, I've allowed her. Let me know when the screen is visible.
Yeah, we can see the screen, the folder structure.
No, I've shared the PPT. Can you see the PPT? Not yet.
No, not yet. The desktop folder.
Yeah, I know, but I am sharing. Give me a second. Yeah, it should be available now.
Yeah.
So last time
we can move
this. Yes, sorry. And then I think we can start on this. So Gaurav, can you start?
Yeah, sure. And you keep ready another slide as well, so that I will continue.
Yes.
So
I'll do that after I finish this because now I'm presenting.
Yeah, so 2-3 slides are remaining in this. That's the reason.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so guys, now let's get into Scrum planning. What is Scrum planning? You need to remember 3 things. Scrum planning consists of input, process, and output. So the process is what you know. Is sprint planning. So Scrum planning is also sprint planning, guys. So here the most important thing is that the entire sprint planning is based upon what? It's based upon product backlog item. Can someone quickly brief me what is product backlog item, everyone? Anyone? Quickly. In a line. Not
basically all the user stories, requirements, all the requirement gatherings collected from.
Thanks, Krupali. So in 4 or 5 words, anyone can explain? Krupali was right, but still I want to hear from others.
Gaurav, product backlog contains the needs of the stakeholders.
What contains what?
Needs of the stakeholders.
Needs of the stakeholder. Okay, that's good. Very nice. Anyone want to try with in a different language in 4 or 5 words? 4 words maximum, 4 to 5 words.
So this is like a collection of requirements, or we can say it is list of everything that needs to be done.
Done. Forwards.
Yeah,
So
I would
thanks.
also like to add prioritizing
Yes.
list, which comes
Uh,
first, something like that.
Okay, prioritize list.
Yeah.
So, product backlog, I'm asking.
It's like a
It will
to-do
have,
list.
Yeah,
it will
Shwarya, go
have the
ahead.
activities. Yeah, it will have the activities that we have to do in a project.
Okay, activities.
What are the activities?
Okay, cool. So anyone else wants to try anything?
It's a to-do list.
To-do list. Wow, brilliant. So, and the good news is that everyone is right. Okay. However, understand when you said that it's a priority list. Okay, we can accept it as a priority list because something which has been prioritized by customer, then only it has reached to us. Okay, but don't speak it when it comes to interview. Why? Because not everyone can understand and not every interviewer is that smart, to be honest, to tell you, okay, who can understand that you have said is right in this way or in this context, because they will only understand priority is done inside sprint planning meeting only. Okay, and that's the reason they will, when they will hear you that you are talking about prioritized item inside sprint planning, then only they will consider you as right. So why to take risk? Okay, so we'll go in a safeguard mode. So that's the reason this is just a one input for you. Everyone is right. Yes, this is the collection of requirement, all the requirements, and this is stacked. So what happens here? Everyone's eyes go on latest increment, what is to be expected and to be delivered, and what exactly customer is waiting for. Okay, velocity and capacity of development team is decided. It includes that how big our team is. Okay, and if we have not shared with you yet that any Scrum team will have, you know what, how many team members maximum and minimum? Who can tell this? I've
Minimum
heard
is
it.
3.
Okay, great, Praveen. Maximum?
Maximum 5.
8,
10,
7.
I think 9.
9.
Okay,
10.
Siddharth, that's right. 9 is the right one. So 9 has been traditional. I don't know if recently someone has added +1. So I don't know from where you have got it. Ashi, did you read it somewhere? 10?
Uh, Gaurav, so when I took my PSM exam, the answer, I
Was
mean, the
given 10?
training which I took, the answer was 10. That's why
Okay, so I have seen recently that few are talking about 10, and that's the reason I have not taken objection on that, that I don't go ahead, because some in the guidelines, it might have varied recently. So because this is the Scrum board or you know, Agile board who is deciding, who had been the deciding factor. But till few years ago, it was 3 to 9. Okay, so just for your information, everyone. So yeah, 10 can be the ideal. It will not and it will not let your score go in minus. So be okay with that. But 3 to 9 you can understand. And yeah, and based on that, total contributing hours would be decided based on experience and based on, you know, way of estimation. The entire user stories when can be completed are decided. Okay, so I have a detailed video on velocity and capacity that I'll share that with you, but you can be smart enough if you can find it in Be Agile Scrum track playlist of Guru Schools, so that will live up to you. So it's okay if you find it before me, and if not, then I'll anyway share that with you. Okay, so now guys, so it has been the input to enter where, to enter in sprint planning. Yeah, Aruna, go ahead.
What are this number that you said? Are they the Scrum members?
Yeah, Scrum team, the
The 3
strength
to 9,
of the,
I just didn't follow that, sorry.
yeah, no problem, Aruna. So yeah, everyone can pay attention. Yes, 3 to 9 was the size of the team I was talking about.
Size of the team. Okay, thanks.
Yeah. and sprint planning. Inside sprint planning, we discuss now, guys. Tell me what to prioritize and what to plan to deliver first. Okay, so because we have the list of the task, every one of you told that we have the list of requirement inside the product backlog, and in the sprint, when we are choosing, prioritizing what to deliver, and anyways those will be the set of requirement will also be known as backlog. So uh, like outside sprint it was known as product backlog. Inside the sprint, what it will be known as? Just tell me the answer quickly.
Sprint backlog.
That's right, Praveen. So that's correct, sprint backlog. So inside sprint planning, the all the prioritized to-do list, what you were telling, or the set of requirement or the user story will be called as sprint backlog. Everyone is clear what is sprint backlog, by the way?
Yes.
And just a line or so? Yeah, cool.
Yeah.
So output will be what? The output will be sprint retrospective meeting. Okay. It always happen when you have delivered your goal of that sprint. Okay. So what output will be that all the sprint backlog has been out. Okay. Your definition of done is ready. Okay. And every definition of done is checked marked. Okay. So once your sprint is shipped and deployed, do you understand what is the meaning of deployment, everyone?
Yes.
Everyone understand? Anyone who doesn't? Please ask if you don't, because this is the time when you can ask me and say no if you don't understand.
Yeah,
Then
can
we'll
you
go ahead.
explain, sir? Can you explain deployed in the
Thank
context?
you so much for asking. So let me tell you something very interesting. Okay. So understand what happens. I'm just thinking of an example to explain you so much well. So yeah, before I explain that example, can someone of you tell me or think of the process of publishing a book? Means how a book comes first. How does it start? How any new book might have come into the picture, might have come into the marketplace, from where it would have been started?
Inception of idea in the author's mind,
That's
followed by writing.
followed by writing. Now tell me more about writing. So do you think that the very first draft was written and it is already published?
No, it would
So-
get
No, it's
proofread
proofreading.
first.
Okay. So before proofreading, what happens? What would have happened?
You have various drafts of the same
Various
chapter.
draft. That's right, Ashi. So various draft, various chapter. The entire book has not been written in just one go, and it has not been the part of one chapter only. So there are various chapter and various steps of writing. Okay, multiple round of writing, followed by other technicality like proofreading and then rewriting and all those things, and then what you editing and all these all things might have happened. Do you all agree with me or not? Everyone is
Yes.
with me? Yeah.
Yes.
So let's take that example then. So help. Okay. So what happens? Idea is the idea we can take as product backlog item, because idea will have start and end. And by the way, it could be one input for you if you are thinking to write any book in the future. You can take it as. So idea will have always start and end. Okay. So what do you want to develop and how do you want it to see functioning? But to connect those start and end, you will have multiple chapter. Okay. Do you all agree with me or not? Because you are very much clear with the objective, what you want to deliver at the end for your readers. So that idea is there as a set of initial requirement, and then you connect them with the various chapters. Okay, you continue to develop that in the process. So what happens? First, you write a first draft, then you write a second draft, say for example. Okay, because you are not satisfied with this, so then in between you do proofreading, editing, if it is required for translation and all things, you just do it. Okay, and then you go for the second round. In the second round, what happens? In second round also you will repeat the same thing. Okay, to make it more robust, more user friendly, and more likable, more engaging. To make it more engaging, to that should be your intent as a writer. Then once even that is done and you are still not satisfied, you go for the third round and you will repeat it, right? So I'll let it appear little, good. So, yeah. So second, third, and fourth. Man, what is happening? What I'm doing? So, yeah. So you repeat that. So, what happens when you are doing it? Sometime you are not satisfied with this as well. You go for the next round. Then you repeat this. Okay. Then you repeat this. Now let me tell you that these all things are what you know. These all things are what you know. Various version. Okay. These all things are what? What I'm doing is what? Various
Versions.
version. That's right. That's right.
Gaurav, you are writing something?
What I am drawing something, it's visible or not?
No.
No,
It is not visible to anyone?
No.
I can see.
No.
Okay,
No,
you can
I
see.
can't.
Yeah,
No,
I
we
am on the
cannot
phone,
see
so I
anything.
switch my screen.
Oh
Like-
man, wait a second. Let me stop screen share and reshare it. Whiteboard. Let me know if it is visible once to you. Yeah, it is showing me that my screen is loading for you. Is it visible now?
Yes.
not
Yeah.
yet, sir.
No.
Not yet.
Not
Not
yet.
No,
yet for
sir.
me.
Yes.
No.
For me, yes.
There is one pop-up menu will be coming on the screen. So there will be the 2 shares. You can click that button and you will have the
Yes.
second
Yes.
screen.
Gaurav,
There
I
are
can
2
see it
shares.
now. Yes, she
I
is
got
right.
it. I
On
got
the
it.
top of the screen is showing view options. Then shared screen, we need to share, go to your screen, not the trainer school.
Right.
Okay. I can see it now that I've switched to Gaurav's screen.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same thing here.
Thank
Okay, so
you.
participants can now see the whiteboard. So even I
Thank
got
you.
this message now. So yeah, so I have drawn a line. And in this line, I created the multiple version of explaining that the writer is writing first draft, second draft, third draft, fourth draft. So all started with manuscript. So it all started from the idea, my dear friend. Okay, so when it all started from idea, when it all started with idea, still various versions are in progress. Okay, it is being written and reading, then self-reading, and then rewriting, and then editing, and then proofreading. These things are still going on. Then again, another version. Okay, then again this will be repeated. Oh, I'm sorry. So these repetition I am showing down. Okay, so this reading, self-reading, writing, which sometimes self-reading will also be beta reading, where some of the experts read them, and then again another version. Now the idea is product backlog. Now let's shift towards the software requirement. Your idea is the stakeholders requirement. And in the sprint planning, you prioritize them, what to bring them first. Okay. Gradually, one by one, you pull them how your developers code them. Okay. Do you all agree? First, your developer design and code and all this happen on the one piece of module at once. Are you all with me?
Yes.
Yes,
Can you repeat that?
Confirm yes if you are paying attention. Yeah. So once that is done, even peer review happens. Okay. Even peer review happens. And once it is go, now it has to be tested. So to test that, here it becomes unit testing. What it is called when a developer himself checks its own code. It is called as what kind of testing?
unit testing.
Unit testing.
Exactly. So once this happens, you know what? Once unit testing is done, after that, other developers will shift on other modules. Okay. And then what they do, while this is happening, the same unit will be, or the module will be sent to whom, you know what, to whom it is sent? It is sent for QA. Okay. It is sent to QA for testing. All right. So what QA
terrorist.
So everyone pay attention. Everyone pay attention. And when you are unmuted, I will know. Okay, I will know whether you are talking to me or you are talking inside your home. So for 90 minutes, just give it to here. Okay, it is for your good. Okay, so this is QA, and QA initially does what you know, they also test it. So once they will test it, they perform various kind of testing. Okay, so first test it in their testing environment. Which environment they tested? Everyone?
Testing environment.
Normal testing environment, my dear friend. Okay, so it happens in normal testing environment. Then once it is tested, once it is passed, they perform, what happens, they gradually start integrating them. Okay, so when they start integrating them, it is called as integration testing. What it is called as?
Integration testing.
Okay, and when they will test it as a whole, it is called as system testing. Okay, so the level of testing who perform, it is performed by so first testing can be also termed as component testing or module testing. Then they move to the integration testing. Then they do system testing as a whole. And then when they are satisfied with the system testing, when business analysts pass them, okay, it has been looked by testers, and they present it together in presence of developer, testers, and business analysts together, and product owners together to client, and client approves them, they ready to receive it in a SIT environment, which is the shareable environment in some cases for customer as well as to vendor. Vendor means you as well as customer. It is called as system integration testing. What it is called as?
System integration testing.
Yeah. So who all are testing here? Your customer testers, business users are testing, and you are also testing. Okay, and providing a go to it for the next test. Okay, so next move. So what happens? There are some business user already sitting at the customer location, and they are ready to accept it, ready to receive it. And this testing is then called as UAT, means user acceptance testing. Okay, that this testing happens at customer location. Okay, everyone is with me?
Yes.
Yeah. This is called as, so I'm just trying to simplify it. So when you have tested it at customer location, now related with the book example, another level of another version of rewriting is happening over here with the new chapter and editing and all. So at the last, it goes into the live mode when everything has been passed, accepted by customer. The beta testing is done. Beta testers have read it already. Beta readers have read it already. It is ready to go into live environment, which is also called as production environment. What it is called as?
Production
Production
environment.
environment.
Production environment means the client's environment where the real sell happens. Like Amazon has come live with its new feature where Amazon has installed Alexa as well, where you can just push and talk, okay, through your mobile. So this is the new addition in the Amazon. So production is always the live environment, which has come from the UAT environment, that is user acceptance testing environment. And before UAT, system integration test happens, and before system test integration environment, it comes from simple system testing environment. And before system testing environment, together, wherever it is getting tested, it is called as testing environment. Okay. So before SIT, all the component testing, integration testing, system testing can be termed as what? It can be termed as a testing environment. Okay. So before testing environment, it is there in the development environment. Okay. Development environment. Okay. It is in development environment, but before coming into the development environment where all the developers can access developed feature by any of the developer, it is tested at local environment. Where it is tested? Local environment. So just now I have explained you local environment, development environment, which is also known as staging environment somewhere. Okay, you can take it note of it. Okay, and because as a business owner, you should know this very, very much. So development environment is also known as what?
System
No,
user acceptance
Staging
test.
environment.
Testing environment.
Testing
Staging.
environment.
No, you are not paying attention. Okay, I just now said that after local environment, it moves to the development environment where all the developer accesses it. And this development environment is also known as staging environment.
Stage.
What it is called as?
Staging environment.
Exactly. So encode this word staging environment, because once you are already performing on the floor, talking to other business analysts or product owner or tester, when you are explaining them that from local environment it has been pushed to the staging environment, you are already knowing. So you will have also staging environment, and in some cases even customer will have the staging environment. Are you all with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
They have at their location separately. Okay, so before staging, after staging, it's all testing environment, QA environment, where QAs can perform their testing. And then it happens SIT, a shared environment, where even your in-house tester can work with due permission from customer, and customers, testers and engineers and BAs can also perform. Then it moves to the UAT environment at customer location, where customers, business owners are working to make sure they are working well. Sometimes you as a vendor also send your own testers and business analysts on site so that you assess them, so that they test it and perform it well. So that is called as UAT environment, and then comes production environment. And these environments are day-to-day talks. So you can't afford to miss any of them. Local environment, development environment, testing environment, system integration testing environment, and UAT environment, and production, that is the live environment. Are you all clear with all these things, my dear friend?
Yes. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Gaurav, I have
Yes.
a question.
Yes.
Please shoot. Aruna.
So when you say after UAT it goes into production, is that being called it's deployed?
Yes. So
Okay.
not just it is deployed,
Right.
the movement happens from local environment to development environment. So developer will say that I'm packaging it, I'm bundling it, and will be giving it to DevOps team or the system team. They will move the entire package to the development environment. When development environment, everything is ready to go and movable, they will deploy it to QA environment. When they are pushing it for the next environment, so every push over here, every transition over here is your deployment. Okay, so this is your deployment. The transition is deployment. Okay, everyone with me following it?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Understood. Deployment comes with the coded files and necessary files, so that it will appear and start working. Okay, so all those necessary files. So I think everyone has understood. So
Gaurav,
can
then-
everyone?
Sorry.
Yeah.
Well, then what was staging environment?
Who will answer that? Who will answer that? What is staging environment? I just now spoke.
It's the development environment, right?
Okay. Yes. So who can confirm?
A transition from local environment to development environment.
Mhm.
And user T stands for what is it? Testing environment.
So, and a nutshell.
Each stage, maybe it's
Yeah, please tell.
compared together, maybe a staging environment. Movement from one position to another, like from local environment to development to testing. It goes stage by stage, so maybe it's called staging environment.
So understand staging environment is a nearly, as some time, because it is getting into development environment to start with. But this staging environment, once it is in production, once everything has come to production, okay. But before coming, sometime people say that it is a development environment. Now I'm revealing here now. So what exactly happened? Before everything is coming in production, what if you find an error? Let me stop screen share. So what if you find an error in production environment? What you will do? You need to test it, how it is going, how it is not going. Okay, what you will do that? And then answer me, guys.
We will come back to
Start from the start.
From the start.
It goes back to the development
No.
team.
No, because you have come all the way up to the production, and in case you find anything in production, you must have an environment which will be pre-production environment, which should be the replica of it. Okay. Are you with me, everyone?
Yeah.
And once
Yes.
everything has gone into the production, because everything has gone into the production now, and that is the time, it is loudly and widely, because customer is now actively involved, will be called as staging environment.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay, so start with, initially you will hear developer is speaking that we have to push everything towards the staging. They are referring to the development environment. However, for you business analysts, scrum masters, and production owners, you should have to be more aware that there is something production replica available, which is the pre-production environment, is also known as staging environment. Okay, so everyone is clear now on the staging environment very much?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so fine. So production environment, staging environment, everyone is clear with the UAT environment?
Yep.
Yes.
So move any confusion. Can you together shout this? What is the first environment is known as?
Local.
Local environment.
Local environment.
Environment.
From local environment, we move to the next environment, and what it is called as?
Development
Development
environment.
Development environment. From development environment, there are various layer of testing happens, and that is called as
Testing environment.
Testing environment.
testing environment. And from testing, there are further progress happening, and this is called as what?
System
Integration testing.
Yeah, system integration testing. And after system integration testing, there is the further layer of environment, which
User
is
acceptance testing.
User acceptance testing.
environment. Okay, so environment is important.
Yeah.
But before we move to the production, there is in between, which I called is at what? Which environment?
Staging
Environment.
environment, pre-production.
Also
Pre-production
pre-production. And what is the final one?
Production.
Which environment?
Production environment.
Going live.
Production. That is the live environment.
Yeah.
Right. So I'm so much happy that you all are clear with the various layer of this what we call various layer of environment today. So that I just wanted to introduce, and let me quickly go back to, okay, so it was Prerna who was sharing the screen. Prerna, could you please reshare the slide?
Yes, Gaurav.
Okay. So now, so we are knowing that gradually what we will do. So we are preparing everything shippable up to SIT, okay, for sprint. So that should be the goal, and output is done. So let's move further to the second, from this slide to the second slide. So can you go to slide number 31, Prerna? Yeah. So do you remember example of bread loaf? How many of you remember that example of bread loaf when I was explaining about the product backlog? Anyone remember that?
I know.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so thanks. So if you don't remember in any of the explanation, you might have come across with the bread loaf example. And why this one is my very favorite, the bread loaf example, because one candidate confirmed me and thanked me that she used this particular example, and interviewer was so much happy to hear that. It was quite a agreeable new concept for him. Okay, and she was just hired on that. And that's the reason I recommend that and use it for you to easy to digest. Okay. So understand every requirement, once it is widely used, are termed as either ticket or candidate, because everything has not become now anymore. All the requirement is not gathered in the booklet form, or bulky documents are not written. Okay, it's not typed. It should be one-liner ticket. It should be explaining the objective in one line. In the description, it will follow more details, okay, to explain you, to understand it well. Okay, that's one. Number two is that if more necessary diagram you need to follow, that can be attached in that ticket. So if you have already worked on the various tools, you have explored it by your own self. Like recently, Aruna has covered about iScrum. Someone was explaining and indicating about tool Asana. So these are the tools which follows all the Scrum process. So today, the entire thing in this slide you are looking at, everything is captured in the tool. And when it is, everything is captured, but you know what, for what purpose we are bringing everything into the tool? Tell me one objective behind every tool or any tool to bring at work for everyone can minimize what?
Documentation.
Minimize documentation. Documentation of what?
Like documentation of requirements.
Exactly, requirements. So everything on this tool, in the tool, you see, will comprise the collection of requirement. Okay, so it all happens for requirement fulfillment. Okay, so you can call any tool as a requirement management tool. Okay, so requirement will consist of, when requirement is broken down, say for example, customer is coming to ask you, hey, can you develop me one project for me? Okay, so you will ask, okay, tell me what kind of project it is. So how he will explain in one line or two line. So you think of any customer think of any customer and tell me in your mind, this customer, you just, it could be your ideal customer, name it Sam, Tom, Dino, or whatever in your mind, just name it out, Rachel or, Rakal, whatever. And just he or she is coming to you as you are an enterprise or company, and you have all the people working for you, okay, developer, business analyst, product owner, and everyone, okay, and they want you to develop one software, okay. That software could be anything. Now if your ideal customer has come to you, what he is asking you to develop, tell me, give me any answer. It could be anything, and I'll help you to simplify that.
Tom came and he told me he want to build hotel management system.
Hotel management system. In one line, his objective is hotel management system software. Okay. Hotel management system software is one of his objective. And because you have not yet broken down his, excuse me, guys. His one-liner objective is now will be called in the in the requirement management system as an epic. As in what?
Epic.
As in what?
Epic.
Yes. So let me see if annotation is on over here or not. I hope I have switched it off. Okay. So it will be called as epic. Give me another example, guys.
It can be an application to sell something or website.
Okay, it's a website development project. Okay, but website of what?
Like to sell their product.
Okay, so as you can say as the e-commerce website.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So someone comes as I want to develop you one e-commerce website for me for my these kind of a sellable product. The sellable product could be books. The sellable product could be spices. The sellable product could be cosmetic. The sellable product could be tires, or sellable product could be medicines. You can think of a number of things. You all are with me, right?
Yes.
Am I able to simplify it for you? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So my dear friend, that is the time when it will be called as epic. Okay. It will be called as epic. I'm just typing into the chat window for you. Okay. The one-liner requirement is epic, but isn't it something very high level? You need to know, hey, tell me how you want to start with. So then he says that, okay, I have one product. So can you, let's take about hotel management system. I'm just jumping. When I was talking about product, so it was e-commerce product in my mind. So let me quickly give you both the example. So you tell me in the hotel management system, what exactly you want. So in hotel management system, I want you to book a room. Okay, book a room. So show the room. So show rooms. Okay, show rooms over the software, and okay, add pictures of the software. Add pictures of the rooms. Okay, add pic of the rooms. And add picture of the rooms. Can you see in the chat window? I'm just entering it. Yeah.
Yes,
so one-liner epic was that hotel management system requirement. Then inside, as a customer, I'm telling I want to just you to show the rooms and pick of the room. You can name them anything, and then you should have the reservation facility. And you should be able to take customer information. Okay, reservation and customer info addition. Okay, addition. He says that in the first sprint, I want you to minimum prepare these 4 modules: rooms availability, picture of the rooms, reservation, and customer info addition. We will not immediately start doing it, but first, in the first phase, okay, in the first phase, I want you to prepare these all things. It was hotel management system requirement. Okay, everyone with me so far?
Yes.
Finding it clear?
Yes.
Yeah, easy to digest. Now, if it is e-commerce, okay, if it is e-commerce and you as a customer is going and you are telling that, hey, I want you to first add 3 products because I have 3 products, 3 range of products ready. Okay, so add 3 products and you make sure that you add to the cart, and customer can save the address, customer address syncing with the cart. Okay, these minimum things, and the in next phase we will integrate the payment gateway and all. Okay, so first phase is very much clear. Add 3 products, but don't you think when we will look in the example of the add 3 product, it is still very high level. We can still go and simplify it and break it down further. Do you think that? When we were talking about just, hey, e-commerce, you have your objective is e-commerce software development, and just now you said that add 3 products. Don't you think this is still vague?
Yes, so he can simplify what kind of product he want to add.
Category.
Category. So he can mention that further. Add product number 1, okay, into the system. Okay, you will mention product 1 into the system, add product 2 into the system, add product 3 into the system. You have simplified it. So you see, e-commerce is an epic. Add 3 product can become the feature, and further you have broken down. Add product number 1, add product number 2, product number 3. It can become the user story, and when you will defining add product number 1, this user story can be segregated and separated in the task for the developer, for business analyst. Business analyst will mention how it will look like in the software, in the application, and how developer has to design and code what will be the function. So when I'm adding, I can also mention if I have the ability to add it, I will have a sub feature. I will have ability to edit it. If I have ability to edit it, I will have the ability to save it. When I will have the ability to save it, I will have the ability to delete it. Don't you think the editing, saving, and deleting are coining all from editing, all from adding, because anything can be edited or deleted or saved if it is already existing. Do you all agree with me, everyone? Say yes.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So adding is a feature. E-commerce is an epic. Adding product is feature, and subcategories are sub features are add, edit, and delete. And then the user stories are already for add 1 product, add 2 product, add 3 product. User story number 2 is that edit 1 product, edit 3 product, edit 4 product, whatever. And user story number 3 is delete these all. And this will be assigned to, Ashi?
Gaurav, just a small doubt. Is epic and feature 2 different things?
So what I'm doing, if you will notice when I'm explaining, I'm breaking down everything further. So once when start, so epic, when I said it is a customer's goal, okay. Feature, when I'm talking, so feature, it is further when broken down, okay. So, and this is how I am telling, but in the requirement management system, you will find the ability in a different manner. Sometimes Epic is at the high level, and then immediately you will have the ability to create user story. So that time you will not wait that, hey, I will not create any feature. Okay, add a new feature. Okay, add a feature of feature as user story itself. Sometime you will find, see, it's all about agility, is all about flexibility. Agility is all about making things easy going for you. So if you are not finding that there are one objective, there are multiple objectives, so you may have 3 or 4 or 5 objective Epic as well. It is not when I'm explaining, I'm just explaining one high level of goal of customer, but you may have, if you see that Epic itself is a very, very bigger, so you may easily create 3 epics. Like one epic is for in hotel management system, one epic is for reservation, one epic for customer browsing, one epic is for payment clearance. So likewise, you have 3 different modules, 3 different stages, and 3 different phases, and you name every objective under one epic. Is it clear to you, Ashi?
So the
Feature will be the subcategory inside the epic.
So the most highest level will be the user story, then comes the
No,
epic.
most highest level is epic always. From epic, you come to from
User
epic,
story.
not necessarily always user story. Sometime it is also feature. Sometime user story, yes, but our objective as a business analyst and Scrum Master should be on the user story. Okay. So sometime you will find in the next level of category from epic, you will have the power to create user story and along with a parallel feature as well.
So when do we know how to write a feature and when to go to a user story?
Okay, so in most of the cases, I'll tell you, the requirement management system allows you from Epic to create user story. Okay, so and inside user story, you may have the multiple feature. Inside feature, you may have the sub feature. Inside sub feature, you may have the you may have the task. Inside task, you may have the subtask. Okay, and inside subtask you may have the activities. So let's not get into that. Okay, but you need to understand that every high level of requirement should be broken down into the tiniest level of the requirement. So the everything today has to be user story at the high level. Once you will break down epic, it has to be user story at first. But why I brought feature? Because sometimes it is in parallel, but sometimes is the part of user story as well. But yeah, to get it easy, you can go ahead and understand in the easy manner. It is epic and then it is user story. Is it clear to everyone? And thanks for asking this, Ashi.
So yes. I have one question. Like, so the ticket and epic are same, right?
Yeah. So there I am coming. So every single requirement, every single feature, epic, sub feature, task, and subtask and activity is termed in the requirement management system as ticket or as candidate. Okay. So whenever someone is talking about, hey, and every ticket will have the ID, like epic will have the ID. Okay. The user story will have the ID. And so in the next session, I'll just present it in front of you that how it will look like. Okay. But if you have explored yourself Asana or iScrum or any other requirement management tool, that's the reason it is also called as ticket management tool. So there you will be able to find the moment you create one epic or any requirement, whether it is broken requirement or unbroken requirement. Okay, whether it is high level requirement or it is detailed subtask or activity, it will be given one ID number, identification. Okay, like in the Excel, say for example, you have opened the Excel and in Excel, you just see one row, but you will have the power to add multiple rows. So the moment you added, you were seeing one row, it was given number 1. And the moment you add 1,000 rows inside that, you will see that every row number is given one identification, 2, 3, 4, up to 1001. With me so far?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
I have a
likewise,
question.
yeah, so let me complete this. Likewise, when you are giving what you are adding one row, it is given a number. Likewise, when you are adding a ticket, it will be given a number. Yeah, go ahead, Ruchi, asking the question.
Yeah, I read somewhere else like epics are equivocal user stories, or we can say that these are the user story which are not defined and are kept for future sprints, right?
No, not for future sprint. So undefined, because it is not well defined, it is not it is still at high level, and that's the reason it is called as epic. So every requirement will have epic, and epic will never be always future. So there are future oriented epics. See, the any sprint or any software is the list of requirements. Sometimes you have defined requirements so much well that directly it can become the user story. Okay, you don't need to have the epic, but still it is epic number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if in sprint planning meeting, you decided that you will work on 3 epics, okay, epic number 1, 2, 3, and you leave 4, 5, 6. So 4, 5, 6 are still future oriented epics, right? It is not taken inside the active sprint. So does it mean that sprint epic number 1 and 2 and 3 are still future? In future? No, we are considering it in the present only, right? We will be breaking it down further. So once epic is completed, we need to mark it also as done, Ruchi.
Okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah. Clear, everyone?
Gaurav,
So-
just I don't know whether this is I'm jumping the gun here or not, but remember you just talked about the various kinds of environment, right? So is that so is all that encompassed in one particular sprint, or is it part of like the sprint planning, or
I didn't
how?
get the question. I talked about the environment. Yeah, then.
Yeah, the various phases of environment, right? From how
Yeah,
it
yeah.
gets from till user acceptance testing,
So
right?
in sprint planning, whatever we are doing, everything has to undergo all those environments.
So it's part of the entire thing is part of a sprint, right?
So you, yeah, and you understand when it will be marked as checked like this, completed feature, when it will undergo all those environment until it is taken by customer. Okay. From your end, when you are done, it will be marked as done. Okay. And anyways, it has to till customer accept it. From your end, it will be done. And now the customer has to also mark at their end done. And then they will move it to production environment. They will agree to move it to customer environment. That's the reason you will find that you are also following a Scrum framework, and customer is also following Scrum framework. You are also following a Kanban process. Customer is also following the Kanban process. You with me so far, everyone?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kanban is another framework where you will see on the board everything is to do, doing, and done. Okay, so let's move further and forward. I'm happy that you are getting it. So are you finding it easy
Gaurav?
so far? Yeah, Runa.
Gaurav, so I understood the epic in the user story, but this ticket concept has thrown me off. So
Okay, so understand everything, every what is epic? Is it requirement or not?
yeah, it's a high level requirement, right?
High level requirement. User story is a part of requirement or not?
Yeah, and the high level
It
is
is.
broken down.
Yeah, yeah, you just say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So now when you are breaking it down further in feature, task, activity, are these a part of requirement?
Yeah.
Yes, and every requirement is called as a ticket, and that's the reason you are seeing the square ticket everywhere you are finding.
It's like a serial number. Okay.
Yeah. So not always the serial number, because we may pick any three from here.
Yes,
So
I
product
understood.
backlog is the list of the ticket. In the sprint backlog item, some agreed, prioritized and
Yes.
important ticket you choose to work upon. And when, how it will be completed. First, it has to undergo, let me read it, the planning phase. Okay. In planning phase means you have planned it already to work upon it in the sprint planning meeting. Then you go into implementation mode. While it is implementing, while it is getting designed, while BAs are doing their stuff, while testers are doing their stuff, every single day you stand up, okay, for 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and you will talk about what we did last it, next it, and anything blocked. Okay. Last it, next it, or bottleneck. So you will talk about these all three, only talk. Okay. You won't explain. Okay. That happen in daily scrum when you are repeating it for some decided time for 5 days or 10 days, because 5 days is a week. It means 40 hours and 80 hours are 2 weeks. Okay. Means 10 days. So say, for example, you have decided that your every sprint as a product owner, you have decided your every sprint will be of 2 weeks. So for 10 days, you are every single day, you are standing and discussing how it is going, how it is going, how it is going. And so last day of the 10th day, now you are ready with all these three things. And by now you have marked it as a done. Everything you have marked is a completed from your end. But before, even if you mark it as a complete, as a tick mark, you will show it to the customer in the review phase. Okay. Where every one of you are sitting and customer has to say, hey, good job, great job. You have done fantastic job. I'm super happy with you. But can you next time slightly do these things, means his feedback, okay, which you need to incorporate further based on product owner's agreement. Are you with me so far and finding it so much easy so far? Yeah, say yes,
Yes,
if you are
sir.
finding.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you so much. So can you clap and say that it's easy for me? So together clap it, 1 2 3, clap and say it's easy for me.
Easy for me.
It's easy for me.
Thank you. So yeah, it is. So retrospect, then after review is done in front of customer, you retrospect that, means what went well, what did not go well. But before you do the retrospect, you come forward here and you mark the completed product and you moved it ahead. You gave it to the customer, and now you are doing the retrospective, and we are done over here. So any questions so far? We are good. So many questions I have answered on the fly, I guess.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So Prerna, can we move to the next slide and see what is there? Prerna, you there? Hi,
Yes,
Prerna, you
Gaurav.
there?
Yeah, I've been there. Yeah, so Gaurav, we are almost towards the end of this, and it's been a
Okay,
very
time flies.
detailed.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't interrupt you because you were in a flow and it was going all very great. So
But
yes,
still, we can cover 1 or 2 deck. So yeah, we still have time.
we can finish this one. So yeah, you want me to continue or you're continuing?
Yeah, you can take these 2 slides, so nothing
Yeah,
to worry.
sure.
I think only 2 are remaining. Yeah.
Yes. And I think you have covered many important topics like Epic and Scrum and user
Yeah.
stories. So it's just really great.
Mhm.
Great for all of us rather, to know. So guys, now it's very simpler, a little lighter after this detailed discussion. So what is the sprint and a scrum? So I think, excuse me, in the earlier sessions also we had discussed this, that every time we talk about sprint, I remember when it was newly introduced, most of you had doubts that what is a scrum, what is a sprint, and how we count a sprint. So now we all know that basically sprint is like a I would say time period in this entire development cycle. Everybody understands development cycle, right? Development cycle means whenever a new requirement comes, that requirement is analyzed, is is confirmed, then it is developed, then it is tested, then it is integrated, and then it is delivered to the customer. And this cycle, this is like, imagine it's like a cycle, it keeps going all the time. Okay. So what it says is a particular sprint means it's a time box iteration of a development cycle. Now this is just a technical, fancy, or appropriate word to be used. Time boxed means it has a fixed starting and end time. That means 15 days. If we have appointed for a sprint, then it will be of 15 days. So you understand, everybody understand time boxed means a fixed time? Yes, no, I
Yes.
need
Yes, sir.
answer.
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
Yeah, perfect,
Yes.
perfect. Yeah, so it's time boxed, and iteration or iteration means it keeps repeating, right? So you remember we've talked about the party example or the Facebook example. So if you have a project of 6 months and you have a sprint of 15 days, okay, or 2 weeks, and better way to call it, then you will have around 12 iterations of a sprint, 2 weeks each, 2 weeks each in a month, and like that 6 months. So it's around 12 iterations. So like that, it simply states, where if somebody asks you what's a scrum, I mean, what is a sprint in a scrum? So you just have to, like, it's a time box iteration. It's just a fixed amount of period that keeps repeating, and you have to keep delivering in that time. Make sense? Yes?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. Now, second is, it's very easy, a broken project into small and consistent time intervals. We just learned that it can be, it's like your 6 month project is just broken into small deliverables as per client's requirement, as per client's priority, and you deliver them. So it's just like how you prepare for your unit test, you take one subject at a time. So similar way, you take one requirement which is of high priority at first and keep delivering, and like that you finish all your projects, okay, entire project. So it can be as short as a week at times, though it is not recommended because it's a very short period, and it can be as long as 4 weeks, okay. At some places they even extend it for 6 weeks, but it is not advisable. So the ideal period is 2 to 4 weeks, okay, depending on organization and client understanding and setup. And yeah, so can call a sprint goal a project itself due to its start and finish recorded game. So you know what's the beauty of it? See, they have used such nice and optimistic and encouraging words. So even along with your project achievement, every sprint also has its own goal. That means in every sprint, you're looking forward to achieve something, to deliver something, and to ensure that you get that sense of achievement that when you deliver that goal or deliver that requirement. So they could have simply called it as a sprint requirement, but you see the words, they're calling it sprint goal. So that means whatever we want to deliver, or as per the client asks, when that is delivered, you achieve a goal. When you use this word goal, the sense of achievement and sense of pride we have, the encouragement we feel. So that is what Scrum is all about. When you feel you've achieved something, you are more, you go ahead. So any doubts in this? I know this has been already discussed, but just because, take a picture of this small 4-liners, because these are the hit on the head words or keywords that you have to use while giving interviews, like time box iteration, consistent time intervals, sprint goal. So use these words when you talk, even when you are having a discussion further for your assignment in future. We want you to talk in these terminology, so it just becomes comfortable for you to recollect. Any doubts in this, guys? Yes, no?
No.
No.
Yeah,
I'm good.
thank you. I know it's quite easy, but still, yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. Now going to the next slide. See, this is what it says. Can 3 people read it out for me, please? There are 3 points, and I just want 3 different people to read out. Yeah,
I
please
can
go ahead.
to balance between the need to release rapidly.
Perfect. So what it says is, why we have this fixed length or why we have this sprint is because we have broken down a 6 months project into, say, 12 sprints, and they are like, it's not that in one sprint you just complete, for example, 10 requirements, and the next sprint you are not working on anything or you're not delivering anything. So that is not the, I would say, objective, or this is not the fashion that they work. It has to be of consistent pace. And why? Because when you are consistent, you deliver rapidly, right? So to balance between the need to release rapidly means when you work in a smaller chunk in a very concentrated manner, you ensure that you're delivering fast and you're delivering on time. Make sense? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Yeah. Next point, please.
Allowing enough time to complete a useful amount of work in each sprint.
Yes. So what it is saying is allowing enough time to complete a decent amount of work in each sprint. So that means when we have decided that it will be a 2-week sprint, then there has to be enough time for the team also to understand and to work on it, right? So it's not that we are just giving this sprint, imagine if there is a 1-week sprint, just imagine, hypothetical example, it's a 1-week sprint, that means you have 5 working days, that means you have ultimately 5 into 8, only 40 man hours per person. Okay, if there are 10 people, then you have 400 hours per se. But then imagine like there was a flood like situation, or maybe some health concerns or some family concerns, and out of 10 per se 2 to 3 people are not available, then how are you going to manage that? And trust me, these kinds of scenarios do occur. I as a manager has seen people not turning up on their deployment date, and how you manage at the last moment, and because you have to face client, because you have to deliver. So excuse me, I got some issues with my throat lately. So that is why you have to be very focused, and that's why we have this 2-week sprint time, wherein it's not that there will not be any adversities or any unplanned scenarios, but then you have sufficient time, you have weekends, or you can borrow some resources from other team, or at least you can work on a plan, right? Whatever it is, if you have time, you can think and work on a plan. So that is why it's saying that every team member or every project team should have a sufficient time, enough time that they should work in each sprint. Make sense? This logic works, yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Yeah. And the last point?
Once an appropriate length is found, it typically stays the same.
Yeah. So what it says is, generally, if you have confirmed on a particular cycle length as in time duration, like in our case, we are going ahead with 2 weeks, right? So if that is confirmed, so let's go with that. It's not that for first month you have a 2-week sprint, and second month you have a 1-week sprint, and third month you might have a 4-week sprint. So no, it's always confirmed or decided at the beginning of the project initiation, and everybody is on the same line on this, and everybody agrees, and you follow. So see, I understand these things might look very simple on paper, or especially when we are having in detail discussion, you might feel, oh, it's not a big deal. Why we are focusing so much on that? But when you go in actual industry, when we work on projects, we realize the value of these small pointers. It's like, why 2 weeks or why 3 weeks, or what is a goal? Why this goal is so important? So try to sink in all these concepts in your mind, and do rewatch this video. I'll upload both the videos in some time. So you get the feeling that, okay, whatever has been taught, it's very realistic. It's actually practical. This is what happens in the market. Okay. So yeah, Gaurav, I wanted to check with you, what should we do? I mean, this is the end of this
Yeah,
slide.
so let's end it now. You can stop screen
Okay.
share. Yeah, because we
Okay.
have reached to
Yeah.
the time. Yeah.
Perfect. Yeah. Over to you. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you so much. So who was asking you the last question, or who was reading that? Right now? The last bullet was read by who?
It is Ruchi.
Ruchi. Yes, Ruchi. So Ruchi, because it was you last who spoke. So what do you feel like saying about today's session, Ruchi?
I learned so many new things about the deployment.
Yeah, I know.
Which one I don't know anything about the deployment.
Yeah.
It's really good.
So what is one word? Means what you are feeling now?
I'm feeling
after
very
learning this. Okay. The confident is word. That's what you said?
Yep.
Okay. Great, Ruchi. Glad that you are feeling confident. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
Siddharth Sunecha.
Yes, Siddharth, what do you feel like saying, sir? How are you feeling?
Super knowledgeable today.
Super knowledgeable. So, Siddharth, please call out someone's name on the screen.
Praveen.
Praveen, yes, sir. What do you feel like saying?
Yeah, I would say confident.
Confident. Okay. Praveen, please call out someone's name on the screen.
Pamela.
Pamela, how are you feeling, Pamela? I know you are expert sitting with us. So tell me.
I'm not an expert, but
yeah.
it really feels good actually, because I was listening to one of the meetings from my husband, and there they were using iterations. I was like, what is going on? And now it makes more sense to me. So it was very knowledgeable.
Wow, very knowledgeable. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
One second, I would just like to take this opportunity. Thank you for sharing this. And you know what? In Guru Schools, we do encourage discussions with your spouse or your partner or your family member, whoever is in IT or in similar domain. So do talk to them. If you have any further doubts, do ask them, or if you have time, please listen to their meetings if you can. So thank you so much for sharing this. Yeah, girl.
Very important. Yes. Please call out someone's name on the screen, Pamela.
Aruna.
Aruna, what do you feel like?
Today's session was so informative. I actually understood what happens inside a sprint. So,
yeah. Thank you so much, Aruna. Aruna, please call out someone's name on the screen.
Shivashrita.
Okay, Ashi. So
Ashi.
her name you can.
Ashi. Sorry, Ashi.
Yes. So Ashi, what do you feel like saying?
I think today's session was really practical, like how it would, I mean, it was a good exposure to how it would really work in day-to-day projects and stuff. So I think, yeah, I think practical is the word.
Okay. You are feeling more exposed to the industry today.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah. Thank you. Yep. Thank you so much, Ashi. Please follow someone's name on the screen.
Aishwarya.
Ashwarya. Yes, Ashwarya, I know this is your day one almost. So what do you feel day like two. Saying? Day two. Okay, what are you feeling? Tell me.
Now I'm really like, I have a nice clarity about like what is going on in Scrum and Sprint, and what is deployment, and what is the industry, like what is happening. So I have a clear idea, like what is it.
Wow, clarity is the word. So please call out someone's name on the screen you see.
Manish Patel.
Manish, yes, Manish, what do you feel like saying? What do you
more feeling? And more confident.
More confident. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
Krupali Patel.
Krupali, what do you feel like saying? How are you feeling, Krupali?
This was very informative. I got a lot of information jotted down, and as you said, I'm going to go draw diagrams and understand it very well. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, awesome. So very well understanding is the one word for you, the most important words. So Krupali, please call out someone's name on the screen you see. Krupali, you might be talking on mute. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
Praveen.
Praveen is done.
I think pretty much everybody is covered.
No, yet a few people are waiting for you to call their name.
Santosh Kumari.
Yeah, Santosh, what do you feel like saying, Santosh? How are you feeling?
It was interesting and a revision for me.
Oh, yeah, revision is the word for you. So, Santosh, please call out someone's name on the screen.
Momita.
Momita, yes. What do you feel like saying, Momita?
A lot of detailed information about Scrum, epics, about the SDLC.
Okay, details.
Unit testing, yes.
Yes. Please call out someone's name on the screen.
Sangeeta, is she done?
Yes, Sangeeta.
Yeah, I'm there. Yeah. Today's session was a very interesting one. The detailings was really, I was able to visualize it, and it makes me to know about the Scrum more, and I wanted to learn about it more, because the way you explained is so excellent that I wanted to learn more and more about it. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sangeeta. Please call out someone's.
Siddharth.
Yes, Siddharth, what do you feel like saying? I think Siddharth is done, I guess. You need to call someone else's name. Siddharth, you are done, right?
I'm still on.
Yes, sir, that is done.
Yeah. So see who is not done.
Momita.
Momita is done too.
Aruna.
I'm done.
Aruna
I'm done. I'm
is
done.
too.
I can talk again.
Anshu is not done, I believe.
Yes. So call out Anshu's name.
Anshu.
Yes,
Yeah,
Anshu, what do you
so-
feel like saying, Anshu?
Yeah, it was my first class, but I didn't feel
Okay.
like a first class. It was very interesting and detailed, very easy to understand.
Oh, wow. I'm glad that in first class, you are feeling first class. So that's great. So amazing. Anshu, you can call out whose name. Anyone is remaining, by the way. So if not, then please pass out to call out Prerna's name for closing remarks. Closing remarks.
Okay, Prerna.
Yes, Prerna, over to you for your closing remarks.
Yes, thank you so much, first of all. And Anshu, I'm so glad, especially for both Anshu and Ash. See, we got Anshu and Aishwarya, so it's also rhyming in a way, no?
Anshu,
So that's
Aishwarya,
also-
Ashi. So, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So all the
So
letters.
yeah, it's actually kind of similar. So what I want to highlight is definitely a very in-depth discussion wherein Gaurav has thrown light on many important topics like epic and user stories, and trust me guys, these topics are itself a session. Okay, so the kind of examples we had and today, those are really very helpful for your overall understanding. And I really want to sincerely say thank you that this entire batch is so, I would say, communicative, reciprocative, and interactive. So that actually gives us also some boost as trainers, to discuss more and talk more. Last couple of sessions, our pace is comparatively very slow, but we are going with the flow because you all are there, you all are understanding, right? So I hope, please do make best of these. Do rewatch the video, like and comments on the YouTube channels, and share your feedback there as well. Because, and then if you have any friends, or if you want your spouse to know theoretically more about it, they know the practical part, you can share the videos with them also. So all in all, a great session, in-depth learning, and thank you so much for your participation. Over to you, Gaurav.
Thank you so much, everyone. So yes, your videos are really good. So I'm really liking. I received from Sangeeta's video is yet to watch, and few couple of videos are yet pending. But I watched Praveen, Aruna, and Ashi's video, and Kripali's video. So yeah, go ahead and continue doing that. But yeah, I would encourage put it in the drawing first and then explain that. It will be more easier for you to explain that and brief that. So with this note, I am looking forward to see more videos from all of you. Lesser than a minute or two will be good, and because 4 minutes may be longer for you, that's the reason. If you can simplify it more easier way, you are doing it already, but yeah, come up with the more precise, and that's it. So thank you so much, everyone, for your participation and energy, for learning and still going back with the same energy. Thank you so much. Bye-bye. Take care. And good night. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you so much. Bye, everyone. Good night.
Bye. Good night.
Good night, all.
Bye.
Thank
Good
you.
night,
Good night.
everyone.
Bye-bye.